Every day in the Vijaypur area of Dharan, thousands of people from wildly different backgrounds converge at a single crowded intersection. They come to see these strange bamboos. They are perfectly smooth, leafless green stalks with absolutely no branches. Young lovers and ambitious students seek out these specific stalks to tie brightly colored threads around them, making quiet vows for romance, passing exams, and lifelong success. But the entity they are praying to, Budha Subba, doesn't belong to any ancient celestial pantheon. Before he was worshipped here, Budha Subba was an ordinary mortal man, which raises a fascinating question. What exactly did a regular person do during his lifetime that made an entire society refuse to let him die? To understand his origins, we have to look to the ancient Kirat people, an indigenous civilization with a deeply rooted cultural identity in eastern Nepal. In local history, Budha Subba emerges as a highly influential Kirati king and spiritual guide. He walked the earth as a civic leader, navigating the daily, practical struggles of his people. His rule rested on three strict pillars: establishing lasting regional peace, executing absolute justice without exception, and weaving dharma into everyday life. While other ancient monarchs often relied on fear and heavy taxation to maintain control, Budha Subba governed with deep, practical compassion. Because of this, he became the living embodiment of Kirat bravery and cultural pride. This created a unique sociological dilemma. His people grew so dependent on his moral compass that when his physical life eventually ended, the society simply could not afford to lose his influence. His passing left an immense cultural vacuum. A wave of collective grief engulfed the region as the population faced a future without their guiding figure. To cope, that intense societal reverence naturally evolved. Instead of burying his memory in the past, the people organically elevated their deceased civic leader into a permanent, watchful guardian deity. This spiritual shift quickly imprinted itself onto the physical environment, specifically at the site of those mysterious bamboos we saw earlier. According to local folklore, the bamboos completely stopped producing new shoots or leaves. The soil itself reacted to his lingering spiritual power, holding on to his energy. This transformation meant the king's presence never actually left. If his spirit was still active enough to change the way the bamboo grew, he remained a living part of the landscape, providing the moral stability his people were afraid to lose. Returning to the present day, we can see how that highly localized legacy has grown over the centuries into a massive, shared sanctuary. This diagram shows the mechanics of cultural syncretism at the temple. On the left, we have indigenous Kirat ancestral rites, and on the right, traditional Hindu devotion. In the center, they merge into the unified faith that defines the space today. We see visual proof of this merger in the active daily rituals. Devotees from entirely different religious backgrounds perform traditional bakal, or personal vows, and present offerings side by side at the exact same shrine. The modern practice of tying threads connects back to that historical memory. By seeking his blessing for a successful marriage or a fair outcome in life, worshippers are still relying on the same reputation for kindness and justice that defined his reign centuries ago. Budha Subba has outlasted his own mortality by becoming a shared spiritual anchor. He represents a rare instance where the legacy of a single man grew into a unifying force, holding diverse cultures together long after his physical kingdom vanished.
नमस्ते हजुरहरूले लोक ज्ञान आर्ट्सलाई माया गरिदिनु होला, लाइक, शेयर, कमेन्ट गरिदिनु होला।